So for some reason I was cut off, but we were talking about money, and I do not forget the things I say about money because my mama raised me right. When I was a child, I had a piggy bank. As an adult, I have a piggy bank because I'm good with money, because my mother was good with money and my grandmother was good with money. When she saw that her husband had a bleeding heart, she decided to leave her marriage to go build for herself. And I share this story so that women can learn. When your aunties and your mothers and they're telling you have a secret account, they are not stupid, and they are not airheads. They did not get through this life easily. Women only started to be able to own homes, vote, the other day. Because let's remember, the feminist movement was for bridging the gap between white men and white women. Black women were not included there. They were not the target audience of this feminist wave, the first one. This third feminist wave is where the others are realizing, oh wait, the wage gap is still so much wider for black women, dark, skinny black women. Because by the way, guess what? To be skinny, to have this body, apparently is a privilege. Like, people treat you better. And I've seen it on interview panels, because I've sat on interview panels where, because someone has an accent, because even if their track record is good, because they have a diploma and not a degree from the university of, or the what university, because they went to technical school of, because they went to this and this college. And to think, in African culture, education was through apprenticeship, so that we didn't have dying skills. How many plumbers do you know now? How many electricians do you know? How many women do you know who can fix a sink? By the way, I can. How many women do you know, or men? My God, let me tell you one of the biggest turn-offs for me. To meet a man who can't fix his toilet when it's broken, who doesn't know to use Drano for his tub or his shower because it's clogged with hair, because white people shed hair like pets. No, I'm not going to take that back. Like, have you seen a drain in Germany or in the US? And somehow, when I lived with people from Asia and people from India and people from Syria, I did not go through this problem. Men, I lived with 7 men. The only person who was dirty was the one German kid. At 18, I knew how to clean up after myself. I'd been in boarding school since the age of 13. I knew how to make a bed, mitered corners. So, I'm sat here and I look at how I clean at a school, and I'm like, you let this child just eat and drop something on the floor and not pick it up. I remember days when teachers used to tell us to sweep. There are brooms in the class. But that's not part of life skills. So now this boy is going to, because I'm willing to bet it's a boy. So this boy is going to wind up being someone else's headache in a short 10 years. Because 6 to 16 is 10 years. Jesus needs to come back and save us from that nonsense. Because boys and girls are raised very differently. In fact, that's the thing I was going to conclude with. And my conclusions take an extra 5 to 10 minutes, so stick around. There's a 4th grader on the video I was quoting in the first video before I got cut off, who is saying boys get into trouble because they yell, they make noise in class, etc. Do you know what I'm hearing? Boys are allowed to be their authentic selves. Research has come out, is it from Stanford? I think. One of those places we think is important, because when they check research, it's important, but when Africans say it, it's not. But forgive me. So this research is saying that Suppressed anger is causing women to be sick. And not just women, but black women. Well, it's women. Let's start there. I think the study is women. Then, African American psychologist Dr. Raquel Martin clarifies on how, imagine now what it's like to be a black woman. Because whenever white women face something, we are facing it worse. Domestic violence. Oh, by the way, let me give you a fun statistic. It's not even a statistic. Let me give you a fun finding. This is why I'm so triggered and angry these days. I'm doing research for my thesis, and I'm also doing research on culture. So I'm my supervising professor's research assistant. I even have my contract here. I do not want to tell you where I live. So like, literally, this is me showing you that I am working as a research assistant. Yeah? And did you see my address? No, you saw my school's address. Because I also don't want to be stalked. Like, again, lived reality. Secondly, my skin is looking so good. This castor oil, you guys, is not a story. Look at my hairline. Look at my hairline. I had to wash my hair because it was smelling funny because it's hot. I love that I can wash shower head to toe. And I'm using baby shampoo. So it's just, if it gets in my eyes, it's fine. And then I think I've noticed products for babies here are really good. If I were you, I'd ask for someone to bring products from here or from the Middle East because they treat children like small gods. Here it's because there are so few of them. The government has to pay you to get pregnant. I mean, to give birth here. Even if you're black, if you want to give birth, just come to Germany. Their population is shrinking. Yeah. In fact, you should just transport half of Nigeria here, if you asked me. Stop making it so difficult for Nigerians to come here. They are fertile, they are happy to keep giving birth. I guess they're happy with their men. They should just come and give birth here. And then here, women have rights. So you can't just up and leave if you don't feel like taking care of this child. But I digress. But I don't. I love living in a country where I can speak my mind. I know I've ranted a lot about Germany. It's because I'm really angry about the frustrations I've had to face. But am I happy that I'm able to be paid over 100K to clean for an average of 4 hours every day, 5 days a week? And by the way, it's hard work. But I do it with pride. I do it with so much pride because now I can tell my foster kids who are on holiday or who are waiting to graduate, Ebu, go to my friend's house and clean for her. Why? Because I am in Germany cleaning. It's dignified work. And I've also told my girls, those who are grown enough to have this conversation with me, sote tunauza usiuze bei ya chumvi. We are all selling kuchi, just don't sell it for the price of salt. You know? And someone else will give you the version of, oh, you know, value yourself. Look, yes, value yourself and treat yourself like absolute gold, because that's what you are. Don't have a man making you think that because your waistline is thick or because you're skinny or because I've had men tell me all those things. Because I was confident in who I was, and I wasn't always, by the way. I didn't always like the way I looked. I used to self-harm when I was 18. But I share these stories publicly so that someone who is struggling realizes, oh wait, if Sharon looks pretty by the standards of a black person, like you're pretty for a black girl, that's a horrible statement, by the way, it's not a compliment. If Sharon can feel insecure about her appearance or her forehead, I've even made peace with her forehead. Imagine now I like it. I'm not going to be putting hair in my face because, yeah, I'm happy with me. I just needed to adjust to it. And ladies, let's lean into the uncomfortable. When you're single, do you get lonely? Yeah. My ovaries are alive and well, and they're in there. But, I mean, why be with someone who makes you miserable? Because I've been there. I've been there, sis. I'm not even trying to judge you because sijui nini. Now, if you have kids, that's a different mathematics. If you don't have a job, if you know, it's different. But as you're planning your exit, edit your CV. God is a feminist. He will open a door. I swear he will open a door for you to leave. You just have to step into the water. Step into the water. I don't remember how the rest of the song goes. But you have to step into the water. You have to take the first step to end the relationship with the person who's beating you. You have to end the relationship with the person who's insulting your children and shaking your baby. You have to end it. And then, dear God, you know, like today I was like, hey, Jesus, I'm tired. I have school fees to clear. I have things to do. I am tired. Show off today. And then I get my contract in the mail. It wasn't there in the morning. I just say, hey, I'm fasting. I'm not eating. And there are times I'm annoyed with God and I'm like, I'm not eating because he's my husband. I'm like, I'm not eating until you give me what I want. So I silent treated God and gaslit him into sending me a contract so that, and now I've been told there could be something else that's paying me in September other than the job I already have. There is my school fees. Because I told him I don't want to live at the mercy of a man anymore. I'm tired. I have an Airbnb business. The person I was doing it with is pulling out. Oh, they're not coming to Kenya anymore in December. I'm trying to find clients. They say they're signing up. They pull out. Someone says they're coming for a long-term stay. Then they leave. Then I told him I'm tired. I'm the Proverbs 31 woman. You're the husband. Fanya ile kitu. Do your thing. I'm out here telling people Mungu si mchoyo. Show yourself, please. To not be muchoyo. Look at the money I have in my account. Look, I am taking care of the poor. I've loaned to you. Give me a hill. I don't want one cow. I want not the cattle on 1,000 hills. I want a hill. I got that joke from Jackson Fire. He was my business coach before I met Stella. The long and short is this, people. Step out in faith. Stop using your money for Tusker. Like, Tusker is giving you cancer and a fatty liver, considering you're not eating beans. Because nani nakulanga maragwe, they give me gas. There's please. Your stomach just needs to adjust to beans for some time. Also, soak them overnight, pour out the water, rinse them, boil them. And also, eat butter beans if red beans don't agree with you. And also, look for a nutritionist. I'm only signing on for more clients, by the way. I don't have the capacity to deal with 6,000 people. So if you want to do a program that costs roughly 100 euros per month, yeah, it's just for 8 weeks. And I can extend the other 2 weeks out of the goodness of my heart because I have such a big heart. Not like physiologically, like I'm just a nice person. This is the danger with doing human anatomy. Like, yeah, you're telling people you have an enlarged heart. No, I don't. Last I checked, I'm yet to go for my medical whatever once my health insurance kicks in. But the long and short is this, children. I'm calling you children today because I feel like I'm talking to children. I mean, I offend so many people sometimes. I'm like, I didn't even mean anything by it. Calm down. I'm happy. Today is a good day. I am so sleep deprived. So after this, I'm going to close my blackout curtains. Because maisha ni mzuri. I have blackout curtains courtesy of my aunt. My aunt by marriage. I feel they need to point this out. Guys, sometimes the person sent to help you doesn't look like the help you were expecting. So, you cried. You tell God, God, I want a car. And then he sends a little cab driver. And then you're like, no, but I wanted a car of my own. And God is like, if I have entrusted with you so little, like a salary of 50k, and you're living in a house where your rent is 25k minus electricity and water, how am I going to trust you with a car? You'll get into debt and then get depressed and then harm yourself and then leave your baby mama with no one. Like, you get what I mean? Like, you have to be trusted with little and then you can be trusted with much. Even in politics, you don't just pick someone who left campus and tell them, come and be our leader. No, you look for a Kibaki, someone who's an economist, has some experience. Then they leave the presidency even after they suffered a stroke, after they stick a superhighway, which just points to Kikuyu privilege, but it's fine. Mungu yuko, na pwani si Kenya. I feel like I'm burning something. It is very possible. Yep, I am burning food. So the long and short is, this is ADHD in action. As in, nowadays I don't stress myself too much. You've burnt food, let's move on. So I'll chuck it, I'll put it, because it's boiled beans, I'll put it in another pot so the smell doesn't stick. That's what you do when you burn food. And then I'll stop recording, because this is part 2. And part 1 was interesting enough at 23 minutes. So you guys, please, just be lelo. It's okay. It's okay. If you want to be of a meek and quiet spirit, and to be a wife in this day and age, and trust a man with your eternal destiny, go off, sis. But if it were me, I would just say, imagine, it is not worth it. Just no. Just even research, because Jesus noticed we didn't even read Genesis when God said, and your desire shall be for your husband and he shall rule over you. Aliona after chapter 1 to 3. Chapter 3 yenyewe has not sunk. We didn't learn from Adam throwing Eve under the bus, or Abraham throwing Sarah under the bus twice, or Lot throwing his family under the bus by pitching his tent near Sodom, or offering his virgin daughters to be gang raped. We didn't learn. That we were only safe in the hands of single men like Elijah, Elisha, who are kind to widows. We didn't learn Jesus was kind to the widow. Was this Zarephath? Zarephath was Elisha. Sikumbuki siari. We didn't learn when Jesus came here and he was kind to women, especially foreign women, and women who made poor decisions sexually, had multiple sex partners like the Samaritan woman. We didn't learn when we saw Rahab in the genealogy of Jesus. We didn't learn that God was a feminist. So what he sent is, because we are so whitewashed, he has sent us research from Stanford. He who has an ear, let him hear. Peace.